I got hurt when my mother-in-law wanted to exclude my daughter from Thanksgiving and Christmas to protect my sister-in-law. My mother-in-law Patricia called me last month with what she thought was a reasonable request. She wanted to know if I could leave my 12-year-old daughter Katie at home during the family holiday gatherings this year. I was confused at first. Katie had been coming to every holiday for 6 years since I married her son Mike. She helps set the table, plays with the younger cousins, and always brings homemade cookies that everyone loves. Patricia explained that my sister-in-law Jennifer was going through a really rough divorce and seeing Katie would be too painful. Jennifer and her ex-husband had been trying to have kids for 8 years with no success, and now she was facing the holidays alone while he moved in with his pregnant girlfriend. Patricia said Jennifer specifically asked if Katie could stay home because being around children right now was making her depression worse. She promised it was just temporary, maybe for this year until Jennifer could heal. I told Patricia I understood Jennifer was hurting, but Katie was part of this family too. She'd been looking forward to Thanksgiving for weeks and had already started making her special cranberry sauce recipe. Patricia got a little pushy and said I needed to be more compassionate. She reminded me that Jennifer had been part of the family longer than me, and that family means making sacrifices for each other. I asked what we were supposed to tell Katie about why she suddenly wasn't welcome anymore. Patricia suggested I could say she was sick or that we were going to visit my parents instead. Basically, she wanted me to lie to my own kid. The conversation got heated when I refused. Patricia said I was being selfish and that one holiday wouldn't kill Katie. She actually said those words. It wouldn't kill her. I hung up and immediately called Mike at work. He was stuck in the middle and tried to play peacekeeper. He said maybe we could compromise and just stay for an hour or something. But I realized this wasn't really about protecting Jennifer. This was about Patricia choosing sides, and Katie wasn't the favorite grandchild. The more I thought about it, the madder I got. Jennifer had 3 other nephews who would be there, but somehow only my daughter needed to be excluded. Katie wasn't even particularly close to Jennifer. They barely talked at family events. 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, Patricia called again. This time she said Jennifer was so upset about the situation that she might not come at all if Katie was there. She made it sound like I was the bad guy for refusing to hide my child. That's when I made my decision. I told Patricia that if Katie wasn't welcome, then neither was I. Mike could go by himself if he wanted, but we were a package deal. Patricia started backtracking immediately. She said she never meant Katie wasn't welcome, just that it might be better for everyone if she stayed home this one time. I said no. Katie deserved to be at family gatherings just as much as anyone else. If seeing a happy, healthy kid was too much for Jennifer, then maybe she needed professional help instead of asking us to hide our daughter. The conversation ended with Patricia saying she was disappointed in my lack of empathy. She said Jennifer was barely holding it together and that I was making everything worse. So instead of going to their house for Thanksgiving, I decided to host our own dinner. I invited my parents, my sister's family, and even Mike's cousin, who always felt left out of Patricia's fancy gatherings. Katie was so excited to be the hostess. She spent all morning setting up name cards and arranging flowers from our garden. We had 15 people around our dining room table, and it was the best Thanksgiving we'd ever had. Mike ended up leaving Patricia's dinner early because Jennifer spent the whole time crying, and Patricia kept making comments about how some people don't understand family loyalty. When he got home, he found Katie teaching her cousins how to make leftover turkey sandwiches, while all the adults played board games in the living room. He pulled me aside and apologized. He said seeing Katie so happy and included made him realize how wrong his mom's request had been. He couldn't believe he'd even considered asking his own daughter to stay home. Christmas was the same deal. Patricia called and asked again if we could leave Katie home. This time I didn't even discuss it. I just said we'd be having our own celebration. Our house has become the new gathering place for family members who got tired of walking on eggshells around Jennifer's feelings. Even Mike's brother started coming to our place instead. Katie never found out about Patricia's original request. She just knows that our holidays got a lot more fun when we started hosting them ourselves. Last week, Patricia called asking if they could come to our house for Easter. I told her everyone was welcome as long as they understood that Katie lives here and wasn't going anywhere. She agreed, but I have a feeling it's going to be a very interesting holiday dinner.